Tonight from Fernwood Tonight, coming to you live with your host for tonight, Mr. Barth Gimbel. Tonight, Barth's guest will be Dr. Richard Van Moot with news on how the sick can save money. Miss Connie Bushman with her plan for sex with animals. The Fernwood Precision Swim Team and their entire bathing suits. Fernwood's assistant librarian, Miss Janice Graham, and Happy Kine and the Mirth Makers. And me, I'm Jerry Hubbard. And now, your host and mine, Mr. Barth Gimbel.
Thank you very much. You know, ladies and gentlemen, anger is not a very pretty emotion. But then neither is rudeness. And the reaction... Oh, excuse me. Did I say good evening? I'm sorry. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry. I've just got to get something off my chest. I got something on my mind. I'd like to put it on your minds, too, if I could. If you watched last night, and God help you if you didn't, you saw me issue a challenge to the President of the United States to come and be on this show and try to outperform yours truly. This is incredible. Mr. Carter's public relations people have been claiming that their man is America's top TV star. If you are, in fact, a celestial body, that's a literate synonym for star. Okay, synonym means the same as, Jerry. Okay. If you are, then you'd show up. I'm wondering why 24 long hours after being issued a public challenge, I have not heard from you, Jimmy. How is it that you can take phone calls from total strangers, but shy away from answering a mailgram? A real TV star does not, I emphasize not, ignore a mailgram. Okay? It takes a lot out of me to do that, and I don't like to do that. My mouth gets dry and everything.
Makes you feel better, though, doesn't it?
Well, sure. Now it's showtime. Our next guest is actually 4 guests, isn't it? Because our next guest is actually the 4 girls who run the Precision Swim Team.
You talk about talent, here it is.
Fernwood Community College. Together they form this swim team and do a beautiful underwater ballet. Naturally, we can't present them in their natural habitat of a pool. Mm-hmm. We have our limitations here. But so you just have to use your imagination, I guess.
If they want a pool, let them go to the White House and jump in Jimmy Carter's pool, eh?
Right, Jerry. But, as I say, we have no pool. You'll have to use your imaginations, those of you who have one, and hope you can enjoy seeing their beautiful gymnastics anyway. We call them actually aquabatics, because it's in the water. It's kind of a shame they don't have a pool, because I was frankly looking forward very much to seeing them wet. At any rate, please welcome the Fernwood Precision Swim Team.
Let's see this.
Some demonstration. How would you girls like to slip out of those bathing suits?
Jerry.
Well, I mean, you're slipping into something dry. You don't want to catch cold.
Jerry, there's no water.
Oh, of course, there's no water. I'm sorry. It's a very realistic effect, though. Maybe you girls want a towel anyway.
Just terrific.
For modesty. Of course, you swim around half naked. Why not sit in a panel half naked?
Or half baked.
That's right.
What a thing you're trying to do. That's great.
Yeah.
Show business, no matter how you look at it. Only here you don't really start at the bottom and work your way up, do you?
Just have to take a plunge head first.
I'd like to get your names and your ages, if I could, please, starting down here at the end.
My name is Peggy, and I'm 19.
I'm sure you are. Okay.
I was just thinking, watching the girls, it's wonderful that they can all swim. Otherwise, it might be a little dangerous out there in the water. Some of those formations, get under water a long time and could panic and go down.
We'll be right back after this word.
Makes me think of it.
We'll get that together one of these days, Hap. Nice try. My next guest comes to us once again from the Fernwood Community College. He's a physician, a lecturer, and recently an author, and has taken on a nom de plume, which is very similar to his old nom de malpractice. Please welcome Dr. Richard Van Moot.
Rose by any other name.
Doctor, last time you were with us...
Still here?
He is still here.
Still practicing.
Yeah, practicing, yes. Last time you were with us, you unveiled your new plans for what your patients were calling a no-frills hospital plan.
I call it the no frills.
Oh, you came up with the idea yourself.
I sure did.
No wonder you're writing. Since then, I understand your plan is going very well, but last time you did not talk about the prices, exactly what it costs. We've had an awful lot of calls about that, Doctor. How much does the plan cost?
$19.95, including your bunk bed.
That is a bargain.
You have a choice of upper or lower. Mm-hmm. Lower bunks we try to reserve for people with heart conditions, but we can't always do that.
You make the effort. That's
We
happening.
sure do, yeah. It's a big hit, the No Frills Hospital. It's doing very well. We've franchised it out.
That's great.
Anything else you want to know about it? I'm getting kind of bored with the No Frills Hospital. I brought you a pamphlet.
Well, if you're bored, let's just tear it up.
Don't tear up the pamphlet.
Oh, okay.
If you don't want it, I can recycle.
Frankly, we're bored with the No Frills Hospital, too. We're just having you here to play out our option with you.
Oh, I see.
So,
Little humor.
As three bored people who want to be even more bored.
Well, I'm not bored.
What else is new?
I'm not bored. I'm not bored in general. I'm bored with the No Frills Hospital. But I'm not bored with my new career.
And you're certainly not boring.
Thank you. Thank you. Neither are you.
Well, thank you.
I wish I could say the same for him. My new career as a lecturer, author. Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm touring around promoting my new book, Ask Dr. Van Moot.
Oh, that's wonderful. People would write in and ask you questions. Is that right?
That's right. They do. Well, some of them we've made up to represent sort of a synthesis of all the questions that were sent in.
Like that, everything you wanted to know about whooping cough but were afraid to ask. That kind
Right.
Of, or actually,
Right.
they're kind
Something
of...
else, actually.
Yeah.
It was something else, not whooping cough. But,
Well, we have some cards here, some letters, actually some samples from your...
these are actual ones?
Yeah, these are ones that we gleaned out of your book here, and maybe we can try them on the people and see what happens.
Sure.
I'll do the reading since it's so easy for me. Here's one from a Mr. R.W. Could be Robert Wood, Rick Weed,
No,
anything.
please don't.
Okay, we'll just do R.W.
By the way, I haven't heard these before. I want people to understand.
Okay, fine. This is cold to you.
Oh, these are
Absolutely.
right from the audience here. They're not from...
These are not from the
Dr.
book.
Oh,
I
These are
found them here.
not. These are not from the book. Ask
I don't
Dr.
really
Van Moot.
care. I just read. He says, quote,
Yeah.
could you give me some exercises for my wife? She's a little overweight, as you can see from this picture. We have a picture here of her. Check that out.
One of the problems of being overweight is that you develop kind of a sensitivity to people who do laugh. Oh, my God. He doesn't have to wait for his shift to come in. It's his wife. It looks like the battleship my uncle served on in World War II.
A little overweight. Apple in the mouth.
It must be the Hindenburg.
Is she in the audience?
Oh, she might be.
She shouldn't be hard to spot.
Oh,
she should.
She could have rent out space for advertising.
She's so
Oh, that's
ugly.
the Hindenburg. Lady, I thought you blew up in the 40s.
When you're that heavy, you don't have long to live.
That's right. That's some consolation.
That's right, yeah.
Oh, well, it's
I
kind of
swear.
serious business,
Wow, I hope
actually.
she never crosses the street in front of me. I'll run out of gas going around her.
She probably has I'll help you pass.
Please, we shouldn't make fun.
No, well, we're not really. We're not really making we're laughing with her, and I think she understands
Sorry.
that. Yeah.
How'd they get it all in that area? A dart show. This is a keeper. Oh.
And to boot, she's probably paranoid, thinking that people are laughing at her behind her back, which is the worst thing. Believe me, people do not laugh at you. They understand.
We'll be right back after this first.
I think I see some mountain climbers up there by her left shoulder.
Oh, God. What a dog. Speaking of dogs, the Fernwood Pet Control Center is the most innovative in the state. For some time, they've been training hearing ear dogs for the deaf, and we had a program on that. They have another new program getting underway that I think will certainly be of interest to all dog owners. Here to talk about it is the director of the Pet Control Center herself, Miss Connie Bushman. Well, Connie, what is cooking down at the kennel this week?
Well, Bart, everyone's heard the expression that dog is man's best friend,
That's good.
right? Have you heard that, Jerry?
Yes, I think I know that. Dog is man's best friend. Yes,
Right.
yes, of course.
Well, I believe that expression is true
Sure.
because we don't allow dogs to be dogs' best friends. I mean, we raise a dog for our own convenience and for our own companionship and never give them a chance to be with one another, to sort of mingle, to sort of love one another, if you know what I mean.
I'm picking up your scent. What you're saying, I think, is true. I guess it's true that when a dog does get in heat, we can say that, can't we? As long as it's not a brand name. I guess. When a dog is in heat, it is locked up. You're right.
Right, and this is especially difficult for the male dogs because they tend to be more aggressive and they need that outlet.
Absolutely.
They're only human, after all.
Right.
Also, not only is a dog sometimes the male dog forced to suppress himself and the use of his, shall we say, equipment, sometimes he's forced to actually lose his equipment, isn't he? They've done that.
Oh, that's so true, Bart. But, you know, even if they're allowed to keep their little doggy parts, it only causes frustration because the most they're allowed to do is sniff one another. Right? I mean, is it any wonder that when you throw a dinner party that your dog comes into the room and dances with your guest's leg?
And what do you say? You can only say, hey, I think he likes you. Gee, pal doesn't warm up to everyone that way.
It's just frustration.
Sure. But, you know, there's a little bit of flaw here. Dogs are allowed to breed.
So what? I mean, what we want is the same rights that a wild animal in the jungle has. The right to sexually satisfy yourself.
They do that in the jungle?
Oh, from
I've never
what
been
I've been
there.
led to believe.
Never been there. Downtown Fernwood's a jungle away. That's as close as I get.
Yeah,
So what are you doing down
pretty good.
at the pet center there to control this situation?
Well, what we have is a new sexual clinic for dogs. We ask the owner to bring his dog in, and we have a bevy of 8 beautiful female dogs. And then they sort of mingle with one another, have a little kibble, a little drink, and then he makes his choice.
You running a dog house, or dare I say?
Yeah, actually, what we do is we just sort of like get the 2 animals together, you know, and then we take them to a dimly lit kennel and take off the leash and just let them enjoy.
Well, sort of like, how much is that doggy in the window? Or something. Yeah, but actually a picture here of some of the...
4 of our 8 girls, right?
Oh, they're French.
Well, these are. We also have Danes and German Shepherds.
Some of those Danes are great.
You see that they're spayed and groomed and perfumed and coiffed.
Absolutely beautiful.
They have little collars made with rhinestones, and they're just, I mean, they're very obliging bitches. Is that all right?
Absolutely. It's a female dog, no problem there.
That's right.
No, I personally don't find them attractive, but I imagine a dog would, and that's because that's how, what makes the world go round, doesn't it?
And round,
Who is to
right.
criticize someone else's choice?
Right, exactly. I mean, as I say, that's just
I have to ask you, do you ever run into trouble with, like, certain more aggressive types of dogs that would be fighting, nipping, biting, that kind of aggressive behavior?
Well, for the dog that, you know, is desiring something a little more macho, we have our bulldog, Ursula.
Oh, boy.
Ursula knows how to give that rough and tumble dog a good time, if you know what I
One of those collars with the spikes on it.
Oh,
You know,
got a lot of woof.
The spike thing reminds me, carrying it over into the world of human behavior. Do you ever have any dogs with any kind of funny hang-ups? Certain things they like?
Actually, we have some dogs that are sexually malfunctioned. And for these, we have 8mm films. We also have
That wouldn't be your Lassie Rin Tin Tin kind of film either, would it?
Oh, you've been there.
Can you do anything for, let's say there's a dog who, well, it's not exactly as butch as he might want to be. Let's put it that way. He's a, oh, what can I say? A dog that might prefer to be with his own sex.
You mean...
Yeah.
Oh!
Kind of dog that would have a roommate in his dog house.
No, we're not into anything kinky.
I think any dogs that had that preference would probably eventually move away from Fernwood and go to a larger metropolitan center.
I think they would just head for the open road.
Chasing cars.
Or whatever.
Or each other.
Yeah.
Well, Connie, I want to thank you, and I'm sure the whole community is behind me when I say that thank you, Connie, for all the work you're doing. I'm sure your program is going to be successful. And I guess maybe a dog's life won't be so bad after all. We'll be right back in a few minutes. Excuse me. Oh. My next guest is no stranger to those of you who read. She has been the assistant librarian here in Fernwood for, well, 3 years now, and she has been doing some research and has come up with a very comprehensive list of names based on the fact that so many people make fun of people from Ohio. You know, you hear that all the time, etc.
Well, we get immune to it.
Yeah, we got some famous people right here in Ohio, and she's got a list I think is going to impress some of you and maybe amaze others. So please welcome from the Fernwood Public Library, Miss Janice Graham.
Hello, I'm Jerry Hubbard. Welcome.
Oh, you don't need to whisper. I know, it must be a habit.
Of course.
Now, I understand, you can speak right up. Janice, I understand you've compiled quite a list of Ohio natives who've made their mark in the world, and kind of curious, I think we all are. Who are some of these famous people?
Yeah.
Warren G. Harding.
I'll be darned.
Say, you know, he was,
Keith Brazel. Danny Thomas.
Is Danny Thomas?
Paul Lynn.
Woo!
Dean Martin,
Yeah, he's the one that used to work with...
Jesse Owens,
No, no, he didn't.
Bob Feller,
Do you remember when he used to...
Jonathan Winters,
That's great. Well,
He's one of my favorite...
John Glenn, William Howard Taft,
Another public...
Right.
Charles F. Ketterling,
mm-hmm.
That name doesn't...
John Happersey,
Okay, well, this is fantastic.
Bob Hope,
He's one of my favorite comics.
Dodie Goodman,
Oh, my goodness. Of course,
Ulysses S. Grant,
Sure.
What interests me is...
Rutherford B. Hayes,
What interests me there is all the...
James Garfield,
Well, again, what interests me there is...
Benjamin Everson,
Well, there are a lot of interesting
What
things
interests
here,
me is
Jerry,
that
and
also...
William McKinley,
Okay.
Here again, so many
W.
political
Howard Taft,
figures.
Sure, I'm sure that there were many,
Walt Alston,
Walter also, of course.
Eddie Caro,
Do you remember how you were whispering before? That
Eddie
might be... Could you possibly just bring that down to a
John
whisper?
G. Rockefeller.
Just whisper like you were before. Pretend it's the light. It's fascinating. Steve, that's much better. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's about all we have time for tonight. Wish we could go on talking all night. I know some of us would love to go on talking all night.
You know
But
what might
that's
be...
it. Just like to say goodnight from Fernwood tonight. Thank you.
You know what... You know what might be interesting? Compile a list of everyone who's famous from every state. We have quite a list there. Arizona, Washington,
Neil Armstrong,
Texas.
Also appearing on tonight's show were Lori Gia, Shelley Babcock, Miley Souza, and Rosanna Arquette as the Fernwood Precision Swim Team, Craig Richard Nelson as Dr. Richard Van Moot, and Dee Marcus as Connie Bushman.